I became
this sober vet.
Don't live, don't live, don't live wild.
Our mission is to normalize sobriety with veterans who are using and abusing substances in a harmful, self-medicating way. Thank you to all of our guests from the historical This Sober Vet Season 1. 25 episodes of amazing veteran and civilian sobriety wins. We hope you received something special from each episode like we did. For the first time since we were enlisted in Echo Battery 343, 11th Brigade Air Defense Artillery, Sergeant Thomas, a.k.a. Dr. T, and Specialist Urick, a.k.a. Joe Urick, are in the same room.
Yes.
What's up, Dr. T?
What's up? It's so good to be here with you.
It's such a pleasure to see you. Thank you for making the drive up here. This is amazing.
Absolutely. Live and in person. It's been 20 plus years.
Absolutely. Since we've been in the same room.
Yes.
I kind of wish I did my hair. You got me feeling some sort of way now.
Whatever. It's good. You got
It's
it going on.
I got the glare going on.
Yeah, you're good.
Nice. So what I wanted to do today is, this is historic. I mean, we're season 2, episode 1.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to guess today. I wanted you and I to just discuss what we took away from season 1, the best of, if you will.
Oh yeah, there were so many though, Joe.
There was.
It was hard to kind of narrow some of them down.
I agree.
I did.
You did? You did?
did.
What would you say your first good one is?
My first one was actually our battle buddy, Tiffany.
Blick? Okay.
Blick, episode 3.
Yep.
And with Tiffany, one of the acronyms that she used, HOPE, hold on, pain ends.
That's right. Hold on, pain ends.
Yes, hold on, pain
Yes.
ends. And a huge takeaway from her was the importance of village.
Absolutely.
The importance of village and tribe, and how she told her story about ending up homeless, where she was living in the park.
I know, which I had no idea.
No idea.
I felt bad when she said, I was like, damn, because we are her battle buddies.
We're
and
a battle
totally
buddies.
Were not there
we
for
didn't.
her.
We didn't know.
We had no idea. Yeah.
We didn't know. But even with us not knowing, she was still able to get a village to rally around her and help her in that time. Because she's been sober 8+ years.
And thriving. That's
and
huge.
Thriving.
Because she's painting
thriving.
right now. That's kind of like
Yes,
therapeutic for her.
Therapeutic for her. And she talked about the village of women that had got the scholarship for her to go to the detox.
Yeah.
And not only did she detox, but she went into the recovery house for 2 years.
Right. That's a long time to be in there.
That's a long time.
But the good thing was she didn't rush it. She took her time. She got what she got to get out of it.
Yes.
And obviously it shows because all those acronyms, she dropped so much knowledge on that episode.
She dropped so much knowledge during that episode. She talked so much about connection and not regretting the past or to shut the door on it even because, she also talked about the gifts of recovery, not just the monetary. She talked about work and having the trust regained from her family.
Yes, that's huge.
That's huge, right?
Huge. Absolutely.
And she talked about, with recovery and sobriety, having to change people, places, and things.
Yes. That
was really important to do, to be able to do that. And she dropped so many nuggets. How she talked about it's about quality, not quantity, and playing the tape through.
I like that one. Yes.
Right? If I don't drink today, how am I going to feel tomorrow? Or if I do drink today, how am I going to feel tomorrow?
Absolutely. And didn't she also say that one of her daily goals was just to make it to her pillow?
Yes, that part.
So simple.
That part.
Yeah.
Her goal is to make it to her pillow.
Yes, that was cool. Yeah.
And it takes baby steps. And move a muscle change a thought,
Mm-hmm.
which means get busy
Yeah.
and do something.
Right. Because when you're sitting there doing nothing, then you could kind of fantasize about, ooh, maybe I should get a drink.
Maybe I
Yeah.
should. Yeah.
But if you're busy, if you're focused on something
On
else, that'll be
something
the
else.
last thought in your mind.
Yes. She dropped so many nuggets. And for her, AA, she's a member of AA.
Mhm.
And that is something that is really working for her in her
Yes.
journey.
Yep.
But that village piece was so important
Yeah,
that I think was awesome. And she was so transparent.
she was. Yeah, that was huge.
That
Yep.
was really
Yeah.
huge.
So shout out to Tiffany. Thank you again. That was a great
Tiff,
episode.
we
Yeah.
enjoyed you so much.
So I don't know if you knew this, but episode 2 with Steve Misnick, my truck commander,
Yeah.
that is actually the most downloaded episode of all of ours, which is pretty wild.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so
he was really raw.
He was raw. He came with that Philly accent, talked
Yeah.
about the opioids at a young age. And
Yes.
there were things that I didn't know, which is funny because we're in a truck all day. So I thought I knew everything
Everything about him. Yeah.
But yeah, he's telling his story. I'm like, no way. Like, wow, that's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I really enjoyed about Steve is for all of our listeners that remember with the update I gave where this girl he used to date who was the one that got away
Yeah.
ended up listening to his episode, reached out to
Yes.
him, they rekindled. And his episode was literally a year ago. It was last November. They are still together to this day. They're doing great.
That is beautiful.
TSV is bringing people together.
I
Look
love
at
that.
Right? Crazy.
Man, bring someone to me.
Yeah, I'm working
Okay.
on that. So all you bachelors out there, you hear that? Dr. T is looking.
I need love, like LL Cool J.
She needs love, yes. Her hair and nails are on fleek. So yes, she's here and she's ready. So who else you got? So we got Tiff out the way. We got Steve.
Oh my gosh, my sister-in-law Amanda. I thought on episode 9,
Mhm.
her big issue or thing that she grasped onto was faith. And that's something that she didn't have
Wow.
before in her life.
Mhm.
And so, not having any background with the faith community and then finding God in that. And not only finding God, but finding a church family
Yes.
where she can go and serve
Mhm.
and continue to give her testimony about her recovery journey as
Mhm.
well is so important. I remember how she talked about her family history of alcoholism,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
And when you said to her, you know what, you're breaking a generational curse here, that was like chilling. Like I got chills through that.
That's powerful.
Because my niece, she has my niece who's now 8 years old,
Mhm.
right? So I don't want Marley to go through that. So with Amanda being able to break that generational curse, I know that Marley won't have to hopefully go through
That is
anything like
a
that.
great gift to give a child.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you remember she also talked about hallucinating?
Yes.
That kind of caught me off guard because I've never dealt
Yes.
with that. That was pretty wild to hear that.
Yes, when she was in the hospital that second time, and I want to say that was the time where she was like, you know what? I think
Yeah.
I'm done.
Enough's enough. Yeah.
Enough's enough. I don't like hallucinating. I don't
Mhm.
like not knowing what's going on. So that was her actual rock bottom. But that was the second time that she went in because
Yeah.
she had to medically detox the first
Yeah, 'cause
first go
that-
around.
And that's when her eyes were turning yellow? Or-
That's that second time
Oh, that
around.
was the
The
second
eyes
time?
were
Okay.
turning yellow,
Yeah.
right? And then how she talked about being on a 4-month binge after that first medically detox, and she thought that she could do it alone.
Yeah, that's
And a
good.
lot of people do think that it can be done alone.
Mhm.
But again, learning that it does take a support system
Mhm.
to help, and her having her best friend there to introduce her to the faith community,
Yep.
and also to just resilience as well.
Didn't her best friend also go in and like pour out all her liquor or
Yeah,
something like that?
went
That's
through all her hiding places. She told her
Yes.
where she would hide the liquor
Yep.
and everything, and poured everything out for her. She did talk about AA, and she did work the steps for a little bit of time too. But that part, that was like a little seed that led her to a personal relationship with God.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
huge.
And so now she has that community and she's involved in church, like I was saying. And her why is being that she wants to be there for her daughter, my niece, Marley, right? And she doesn't want to be able to go out with something that she could actually have control over,
Nice. Very good.
right?
So, as her sister-in-law, how did this hit you? Like, did you know the extent of her story? Like, how did you feel listening to that
Just
episode?
listening to it, I was shocked because I had no idea.
Wow.
Because I thought she went to the hospital because she had like a stomach bug or something.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
we thought. We had no idea that she was dealing with alcoholism.
Wow.
And so it hits home,
Mm-hmm.
right? This disease, different diseases, it doesn't matter where you come from.
Right.
It can hit you in a family member close to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're closer to this disease than we even know.
It does not discriminate.
It doesn't discriminate. It
And
doesn't
unfortunately, when
discriminate.
people are dealing with it, they kind of turn into themselves and don't
Yeah.
seek help because they're like, oh, I got to battle this on
I got to
my own.
battle this on my own. And that's what she was trying to do.
Right.
That's what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
But the last piece was the physical benefits that she got from it, better health, because she used to do marathons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Wow.
so now she's doing marathons again.
Good for her.
More money in her pockets to do things with Marley.
Yes.
And the other takeaway, the last takeaway I got from that when she talked about you're either going to recover or you're going to die.
That is so true. That is powerful. I mean,
That was so powerful. And the fact that she got that.
Yes.
I'm either going to recover or I'm going to die.
It's only two options. Yeah.
Only two options.
Wow. And she chose the right option
She
for her
chose-
daughter. That's
Yes,
huge. That's a mother's love right
That's
there.
a mother's love.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
And how are they doing? They're good?
They're doing great.
Are they? Nice.
Yeah, I could go on and on and on about Marley, but I won't.
Right. Gotcha.
That would take the entire episode, but she's great.
Good. Good.
Yeah, I love her to pieces.
Nice.
And
Nice.
Amanda, too.
Yeah.
So proud of them.
Very good. Yeah. And thank you for inviting her on. That was cool.
Yes.
That was good. Do you remember episode 5, Michael DeGrave? He also went by the name Gravy. He was real into fitness.
Yes.
One thing that stood out on that episode, which was really cool. Well, number one, shout out to him. He was the first like military influencer that I reached out to.
Okay.
And it said sober in his like IG like about me thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he got back to me right away, was like, I would love to be on the show. Like he was super humble, super awesome dude. And like his story was very cool. But if you remember at the end, he was the first one to bring up for all males to have their testosterone levels checked and the importance of that, which that's something I never even thought about.
That was a big takeaway from his
Absolutely.
as well,
Yeah.
talking about the testosterone.
So you know what I did after that episode? I contacted the VA and I got mine checked. And
Yeah,
luckily
okay.
my levels are good, but
Good.
it literally planted a seed to the point where I was like losing sleep. I was like, I wonder what my levels are, because
Right.
most people don't get that tested.
No,
you know, like
you
yeah. So
don't.
that's what I love, those gems that kind of stick out, because like
Yes.
we all kind of, it all starts like a story. Like I said before, it plays out like it's fun. And then it's fun with problems, and then it's just problems. That
And
seems
then
to be
it's just problems. Yep.
everyone's story. And then when you're in the
Yeah.
problem phase, you either have an aha moment, say
Mhm.
enough is enough,
Right.
or like you said, it ends very bad. You know,
It could go either way.
Exactly.
It's like, what's your choice?
right.
What are
yeah.
you going to decide?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now Michael he's very into the fitness world.
Mhm.
He's with Team Red, White, and Blue, which they do a lot of like rock
Yes.
marches and really cool stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, shout out to Michael. That was a really cool episode 5. So you guys got to listen to that. That was
Yes,
a good
please take a listen.
Mhm.
Absolutely. That was great. And then I think about Troy,
one. Ooh, Troy.
our active Army Ranger, 11 Zulu, infantry.
And
Went on.
Octorara alumni. I graduated with him. He's a great
Yes,
dude. Yep, yep.
your friend from
Mhm.
the small
town of Cochranville.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, our school
absolutely.
was located in Ackland, but it covers Cochranville.
Okay.
Yeah.
and how at the time he was going to be heading off to the Sergeant Major's Academy, right? So he had such gems. The main takeaway that I got from him was the importance of battle buddies.
Yes.
Because his battle buddies, all of them were in higher ranks than he was.
Yep.
And how he talked about, starting drinking in high school. And he discussed the glamorization of alcohol in the military culture.
Absolutely.
Right? And he brought into the perspective about being a senior leader and how easy it was to hide.
To get away with it.
Yep. To hide his alcoholism as a senior leader. Because there wasn't really that accountability that the lower enlisted.
Right. All eyes are on the E4 and below.
Yes,
no one's checking the higher.
Higher, right?
Yeah.
So without that accountability, it became easy to slide off the deep end, is what he said.
Yep.
And how much easier it is to conceal what you're doing.
Absolutely.
But I like the buddy who told him he was going to go to his commanding officer if he did not check himself in to rehab. Do you remember that?
I do. And then do you remember the guys that took him to rehab? The place was full and they're like,
nope.
This guy's coming in.
He's coming in.
Yep. And they stayed until they admitted him. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's
and that was
true battle buddies. That's good stuff.
I mean, they were there for him.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And before he could go to the 29-day rehab, and while he was in, he realized that he was the problem and that he was being selfish.
Right. Which is tough for men to do. So all you men out there, you could be the problem.
You could be the problem.
I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he also talked about the benefits of sobriety, having more energy and actually having better sleep. And how he started a hobby of starting to build those golf clubs.
The golf club. Yeah,
the
right.
golf clubs and just keeping hands busy, right? He had been sober for over 5 years. He talked about like not keeping count, but over 5 years was good for him. This was something that I thought was really good. When the question of, why don't you drink? And to change that question to, well, why do you drink?
Right. Switch it on them.
Right? Don't let that question scare you, is what he said. And talking about how do you get someone to stop drinking. And he said, tell them, I think you have a problem.
Yeah. Just be upfront.
Be upfront. You should be able to have that conversation with someone that you care about. Right.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. One thing that I don't understand that I just still can't wrap around my head is that people will ask someone, oh, why aren't you drinking? But if I offered you crack, I was like, hey, Dr. T, I got some crack. You want this? And you said no. I wouldn't question you saying no to me offering you crack.
Yeah.
But if someone offers you a drink, oh, you're not drinking? Why? What's wrong?
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, mind your business, dude. Like, I just don't
mind
want
your
it.
business.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is.
That always blows my mind.
Yeah.
So another shout out to Troy. For those that didn't listen, episode 10 was my wife, and she told a great story where for as long as I could remember in our relationship, if something ridiculous would happen, like say she's sick and not feeling well, and there's nothing I could do to help her. Babe, what can I do to help? Go give me a pineapple from Hawaii. She would say knowing I was never going to get that. But literally for years, like well over a decade, this has been going on. So at the end of the episode, when we have the guest part video and audio download, we just kind of shoot the shit. And I was like, Troy, how hard would it be to get some pineapples shipped up here? He's like, oh, not at all, dude. He was like, DM me your address and I'll have some sent up. I'm like, yes, let's do that. So he sent me 2 pineapples. Katie came home not knowing. Dude, my boys were so excited. I recorded her opening the box. She was just on cloud nine. She couldn't
Yes.
believe it. She was so excited. So shout out to you, Troy. You literally like made Katie's day. That was
Yes.
awesome.
That I remember seeing that video on
Oh, dude, it
Facebook.
was so
Yeah, that
cool.
was really cool.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
really cool.
That was awesome.
And with him being, I remember you telling him as well, you know what, you're going to the Sergeant Major's Academy so that you can help change the culture in the
Yes.
military,
Yes,
right?
'cause
Because
you're a
he'll be
leader.
in position to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what he was saying is for NCOs and those that were officers as well, know your soldiers.
Yes.
Know your soldiers. Know the risk factors that some of them may be going through, whether it be divorce or they're having financial issues as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get to know your soldiers. And he gave some of the resources, so many resources that the military had,
Yes.
the chaplains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Church groups too, and just being able to reach out to do the counseling, not to be afraid to reach out to counseling and use the power of the command referral,
Mm.
which shouldn't be looked at as a bad thing.
Correct.
But the culture,
Right. That's
right?
frowned upon.
It's
It
frowned
is,
upon,
which is
right?
not good. Right.
And so there's still work to be done in the
Mhm.
military with changing that stigma.
Mhm.
But again, I feel good knowing that we have a leader like him,
Troy. Yeah,
like Troy,
absolutely.
out there fighting for the change in culture. And I know that he's looking out for those young soldiers, even those soldiers who aren't so young
Yeah.
as well, because again, addiction can hit anybody
Right.
at any rank,
Anytime. Yeah.
right?
So I have a question for you along those lines, and I don't know if there is an answer to this.
Mhm.
So like when I got out as E4. So as I was a private, I went E1, E2, E3, Article 15, back to E2, E3, E4. That was my my history in the military.
Uh-huh.
So for a soldier like me, when I was having fun, I was still in the fun drinking stage.
Mhm.
Like I feel like back then, if the NCO would sit me down and be like, "Hey, you're drinking too much," and I'd be like, "Yeah," in one ear out the other, and then I would go party with my friends.
Mhm.
So because I was before the problem stage, how do you even address that? Do you address that? Like what happens there? And I don't even know if there's any posts where you can still drink at 18 anymore, but
I don't know if that is still a thing either. But I don't know if you remember, we had a soldier before deployment that one of my soldiers used to hang out with all the time who got into trouble before the deployment, and it had drinking was involved. I put one of my soldiers on restriction because they hung out a lot, and I was concerned about his drinking.
so that saved one soldier from getting in trouble with the other when that incident happened.
When that incident happened.
So that's a good way where an NCO could step in, is kind of like, hey, at least restrict so I could keep a hold on where you are.
Keep a hold on where you're at, because it's getting out of hand right now.
It is.
Right, it's getting out of hand.
And us as young men, we like to get in trouble for some reason. I don't know why.
Man, y'all were something else, man.
We were wild.
Yeah, but great soldiers though. At the same time,
we did
though.
juggle it both. I mean, again, we dubbed ourselves Alcoholics Defending America, the ADA. So we had to do both parts.
What a group of troops, man. Y'all.
You know what's interesting too? Quick pause is. Whenever I talk to other people about their military experience, no one has experienced the fun part that we did, because we literally were like a family.
Like a family.
Like we played together, worked together, and we did everything together. There wasn't much segregation. Like we all got along.
Because there was so much time together. We did the field every month.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right? Like every month we
were.
But
how lucky were we, like personality wise, for us to all get along?
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
I didn't know how much of a gem that was
Yeah.
until I got out and talked to others, and people were like, dude, that's not normal.
That's
like
not
my
normal.
unit didn't do that. And I was like, really? Like
Yeah, it was
it was a family. It was the Echo family.
It was Echo family,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
But and he also talked about that support system.
Yes.
That buddy system, and discuss how change and turbulence can actually be detrimental to someone's recovery. So, say you have a soldier that does have an issue with addiction, not taking them from the role that they're
And throwing him S2 or whatever.
throwing them into do
Yeah.
a desk job,
Right.
especially if they're not a desk job
Right,
person. Keep them busy in what they're doing, because that change is not helping
No, that
in their
could-
sobriety.
Yeah, that could spark even worse.
Yeah, that could
addictions
spark
or-
even worse
Good
addictions.
point.
Yeah, but that buddy system, man, is so important. And I know he's doing great things as a leader.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I wonder if
so-
he's in El Paso right now at Fort Bliss.
I wonder if
in
he's still
school.
there. I
I'll
don't
reach
know.
out to him.
Yeah. So a shout out to Troy.
Yeah, shout out Troy.
Episode 7.
Episode 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we go ahead 3 episodes, so the idea for episode 10 actually came from Katie, my wife, and she was like, listen, I want to be a voice for the spouses out there, which I thought was very, very powerful. Again, it didn't paint me in the best of light, but I was okay with that because that's drunk Joe. You got to deal with him. That's not
Yeah.
me anymore.
Yeah.
But again, it gives a voice to the spouse, because for every drunken night that I did something stupid, passed out and forgot about it,
Yeah.
that's in her memory. She knows everything I did, everything I said.
Absolutely.
And we don't think, as an addict, we're not thinking about how we're affecting others.
Right.
We're just kind of putting up our shield and thinking, why doesn't she want me to drink? Like, I drank when we met. What do you mean you don't want me to drink?
Right.
Like
You're changing.
Yeah,
right?
you want to change me? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
changing you. Why do you want me
Right.
to stop this huge thing in my life? And it's hard because when you're in it, your ego is boom right here.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be humble when your ego's front and center.
Okay.
You know, like that's tough.
But she put an ultimatum out there.
She
for
laid the
you,
law down,
right? She laid
literally
that law
scared
down.
me straight.
Yeah.
I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
And she never thought that I would give up alcohol for her. So here we both were like not knowing what this ultimatum is going to like
What's
have.
it going to do?
Yeah,
right?
but luckily I made the right choice. I chose her,
Yes.
which I continue to choose her to this day. She's the love of my life, and I
That
will
is
always choose
great.
her because
That was beautiful.
yeah,
too,
because I know
though.
what the other path is. It's either death, jail. Like if I continue drinking, nothing good will come of it at all.
Right.
Physically, mentally, like my kids would resent me because now we'd be divorced. Like our life would be totally different, and like all because I was choosing to put something in my lips. I'm not the smartest man alive, but I'm smart enough to go, you know what? Why would I choose this over a woman who has my last name, has my
Yes.
family, like has chose to live with me?
Right.
Of all the people in the world, she chose this Pollock to spend her life
She
with.
chose you.
She chose me.
Go figure.
I know. So like, who am I to mess that up?
No,
Yeah,
no,
so-
don't mess that up. Don't mess it up. But I know it took a lot of courage for her, strength and fear too,
Yes.
to put that ultimatum out there because she didn't know what the result would be.
And if you remember, she said it was hard because she was willing to leave someone that she loved.
Yeah.
The love was there.
Yes.
You have to have love as a
Absolutely.
foundation. She loved me, but she was just tired of drunk me.
She was tired of drunk you.
Right.
Yeah.
So she took a stand, which,
Absolutely.
and it's tough because I was at a convention representing this sober vet a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And this lieutenant colonel came up to me. She was in the National Guard,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, she had listened to the show previously, and she was like, I am so glad that you made the right choice because I gave my husband that ultimatum and he chose to drink. He's still drinking to this day. My kids have no relationship with him.
Yeah.
It's horrible. He's literally drinking himself to death. He has no hobbies. He's like a hermit in his house.
Wow.
It's just him and alcohol. And just tell your wife that she's a lucky woman because you made the right choice. And I'm a product of someone who didn't.
Yeah.
And that hit because she
I
was
can
like
imagine.
tearing up. Like she felt that, like,
Yes.
so
Yeah, that
not,
is tough.
yeah, not every story is a happy ending. I'm just glad that mine is.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And your story too was one of transparency,
Mm-hmm.
and talking about your journey and being vulnerable, just putting yourself out there, right? Saying, hey, look, this was me, right? This is the raw of what was going on behind closed doors. Because again, a lot of times we go outside and we have our shield on,
Yeah,
our
no one
mask,
knows.
right? We got that
Yep.
nice mask on,
Mhm.
but nobody knows what's really going on behind closed doors.
Right.
And for you to open that door and
Mhm.
say, hey, this is what was going on with me. And I loved how you talked about how you started doing your ruck marches,
My weekly celebration of
your
sobriety.
weekly celebrations
Yep.
of sobriety,
Mhm.
and that voice from God
Right.
saying, this sober vet. And that's where this podcast was birthed from,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Which is crazy. No, I totally have to give it up to God, because without him and without his big part of my sobriety,
Yeah.
number one, I wouldn't be comfortable telling my truth,
Mm-hmm.
because at this point, I don't care who judges me, because I made the right choice. I beat Joe Yurick. I did the harder right, and
Yeah.
I'm living sobriety every day. So
Mhm.
even if you don't like my story, it is what it is. I'm proud of it, and
It's
that's my
yours.
story. I'm sticking
Yeah,
to it.
that's right.
Yep.
That's right. So that
And
was awesome.
And
Mhm.
now, yeah, it sparked this, because now we
Yes.
have listeners in multiple countries,
Mhm.
over 500 cities nationwide,
Yes.
all listening to stories of sobriety, because I saw how amazing it was.
Mhm.
Because I was the biggest fan of alcohol for years. I loved it.
Oh, I know.
Loved it.
I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, you were there. You've seen it.
I was there. I saw
But
some of
to
it.
see
Yeah.
how beautiful sobriety is,
Yeah.
it's a million times better than that, which I
That's
didn't think I
great.
would love anything more than alcohol, you know, but
Yeah.
dude, waking up, it's been over 3.5 years since I woke up with a hangover.
That's great,
Amen,
Joe.
dude. That
That
is
is
like the
great,
best.
Joe.
Literally, I get a word every morning when I wake up, because I'm not immediately filled with regret. I'm not
Mhm.
looking at my phone like, oh, I texted my boss. What? Like, holy crap. There's
Yeah.
none of that. I know what
Yes.
I did last night. I know what I said. I
Mhm.
know where I was. Remember, I was telling you a story when I woke up bottomless in a bathtub?
Yeah.
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 None of that. No more.
No
because
more of that.
I now know
I'd be
what's
like, I know
happening.
what you did last summer.
Exactly.
No, no.
Shout out to the Travel Lodge on Montana and El Paso. Yeah, so thank you for that. So that's why I didn't mind being vulnerable. And also, I lead by example.
Mhm.
I could not expect to have guests on here telling their truths
Right.
if I sugarcoated mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I get that.
I had to come raw. I had to come real, because
Yeah.
if you're not, someone's going to call you out. And on a mission like this, if you're not authentic,
Yeah.
it's easy for a hater to knock you off your access.
You're right.
I'm so authentic, dude. I'm a pyramid. You will not knock me over, because I'm just telling my truth.
Yeah.
And then God again intervened, because he told Katie, was like, dude, like, you're just a vet that quit drinking. Who are you? Like, you need a therapist in here. And
Yeah.
for him to, like, he put you in Echo Battery for a reason all them years ago,
Yeah.
and then had your path as a therapist
Yeah.
to be here now. Like, that to me is like,
that's amazing,
that is
right?
God's work.
That is
Because you
God's
can't
work.
make this up.
No.
We have pictures of deployment where we have, remember our whole group with all
Yes.
it was after the change of command
Yes,
ceremony.
uh-huh.
Dr. T's like 4 people away from me. Like, I'll
Right.
have to circle my head and her head and post that. Like, me and Dr. T, we have history.
Right.
It's been a while, but we do have history. And now we're
Yeah.
back. And like, this is
Yeah.
just, it's
like
such
full
an honor.
circle.
Dude, it's so crazy,
It's full
right?
circle.
Yeah,
We serve a pretty amazing God, right?
absolutely.
And for those of you that don't believe in God, still know that you can do this walk, right?
Mhm.
And you can have those changes in your life. The steps are there for everyone
Yeah, absolutely.
if you want it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Right?
you have to work. Your strength is in your choice.
Yeah.
If you're choosing this right now,
Mhm.
just stop choosing that.
Yeah.
I talked to a gentleman too at that same convention. This
Yeah.
Marine. He walked up and he was like, I am actively drinking and my
Yeah.
life is a mess. Like, what do
Yeah.
you suggest? So I gave him a couple tools, told him to reach out to the VA because he was also losing his house. So I asked him to reach out for that. And then I was like, listen, he was like, well, how did you do it? I was like, well, my wife gave me an ultimatum. That's not going to work for you. But my challenge to you is this: try sobriety for 6 months.
Yeah.
You know what drinking does. You know the path that had, because you've been doing that for years. Try sobriety for 6 months.
Yeah.
If you look back at the 6-month part and your life is not better, at least in one way, alcohol is still going to be there. The misery you're in now is still going to be there.
Right.
You can always go back to that, but try 6 months.
Try
and I
it.
guarantee you, you're going to be like, wow.
Yes.
Holy crap, I wish I did this earlier. That's literally my only regret of sobriety. I wish I got sober 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Like,
wow.
imagine where I'd be now.
Yeah. That is great. I want to also reiterate, I know a lot of people are stopping cold turkey, but I do want to put out those warning a little bit that can be risky.
Yes.
Right? Trying to get medically detoxed if you're drinking a lot, because going through that withdrawal can be deadly.
Right. Which I didn't know when I did it. So I took a risk with that.
So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go to the hospital if you're trying to do this. You don't have to do it on your own.
Right.
Again, some have done it like you have, right? But you want to be careful because it can be deadly.
That's a great point. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. I agree with that 100%. Another episode that really stuck out to me was episode 17. Jeremiah Pauly, he was the vet with the IED explosion. Yeah. Remember when they were going out? So with everything that he went through, and this is such a cool common denominator I see with us sober vets, he now runs a gym where all he does is he's so motivating. He tries to get people to get healthy and be good because he went through the bad. He knows what that's like. He had this amazing event happen in his life that totally rocked him, came through it, and now he's on a mission to help other people. That's a beautiful thing.
That is great.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much more that we as humans have in us.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it takes addiction or a tragedy or something life-altering to bring that about. Because I say this all the time to my patients and clients, life be lifing.
It does.
Right?
You're not going to stop it.
You're not going to stop it. As long as you're living on this earth, something's going to come your way. But it's important that you take the bull by its horn, find out your purpose in life, discover your purpose in life, what you enjoy, what you're good at, and dive into something. A lot of our past guests talked about using their hands, getting busy with something, right? Find out what it is that you enjoy, what you're passionate about, and get busy in it, right?
Do you remember episode 25 or season closer with Tim Jensen, who's the CEO of Grunt Style?
Yes.
He had suggested, because we always say at the end, what would you tell that person that's on the fence?
Yes.
He said we all have something creative in us.
Right.
Find a hobby.
Yes.
Do something creative that you can bring to the world.
Right.
Whatever it is, whether it's painting, singing, whatever.
Absolutely.
Doing a podcast, whatever.
But
that's such a good point because, again, we're all so unique, just like fingerprints, and we all have something different to bring to this world.
Yeah.
So now that you're sober and you have the ability to present something to the world, be weird. Do something weird, whatever.
Do it, yeah. And don't think, oh my gosh, what I have isn't big on a large scale. You know what? Start where you are because your world is your neighborhood. Your world is your family. Your world is your city, right? So it doesn't have to be on a world stage, right? So don't count yourself out because, oh my gosh, I'm only doing such and such. No, you're doing something.
Exactly. Yeah, you're choosing to be sober and you're doing something productive. There's a lady I saw on TV that literally finds animal poop, rolls it up and puts it on like a clock for the numbers, and she puts it on other things and sells them. That's her little thing that she's bringing to the world. Yeah. So what you do, I'm telling you, Have you seen this? It's, it's legit. I'm not making that up. I've seen it on TV. We're keeping that in, by the way. My point being, though, is that it doesn't matter how weird it is. There's something that you could bring to this world. Just think of the poop lady with the clocks.
You can't top that.
You can't top that until one of our listeners does. And then they're
Until,
like,
yeah.
I heard this sober vet, and now I'm doing something weirder
Now
than poop on
there's
clocks.
yes, absolutely. There was one other, and I don't remember which episode it was, but he talked about how he was walking, and I don't know if it was in his Bible or somewhere there was
That was
some
Shane, that sober guy. Yeah,
Shane.
Shane. Because he took his
Yeah.
dog for a walk and the Bible was in the road. Yep.
Yes.
That was cool.
That was quite
Talk about
cool.
God planting a seed, like
Planting
boom.
a seed, like
Yeah.
boom.
Mhm.
That was pretty awesome
That was
too.
very cool.
Yeah.
Another unique thing was back to Tim Jensen, the season 1 closer,
Mm-hmm.
when he talked about psychedelics and the
Yep.
power that has for veterans to
Yep.
kind of reset.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that whole world is new to me.
Yeah.
But that is so interesting that in 25 episodes, no one else brought that up.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
that to be so powerful, like, and again, do it under
Medical
medical
under
supervision,
medical
like do your
supervision.
research. We're
Yeah.
not backing anything. We're
Right.
just saying that it's an interesting topic
Mhm.
that seems to be helping people.
It is helping a lot of folks.
Yeah.
And as I was saying in the episode too, you want to be sure that you're doing it under medical guidance because some people are not good fits for that,
Right.
right?
And this is not a Saturday night party where we're popping shrooms.
No, we're not
We're
popping
talking
shrooms
about
like
this is medical. Yeah.
medically
very-
administered under, and you're being watched by the medical provider or
Yes.
a therapist as well.
And anyone interested that could go listen to episode 25. Tim lists a couple organizations
Yeah.
that he really believes in.
Mhm.
So we highly recommend you check them out.
Absolutely.
Again, though, it's always exciting because each person does bring something new to the table. No
Yes.
story is black and white the same.
No, none
all
are the
unique.
same. But there are some common threads, and I
Mhm.
think I mentioned this earlier, was that village community, getting involved, getting busy with your hands,
Mhm.
and continuing to have hope.
Yes.
Remembering, as Tiffany said, hope.
Hang on, pain ends. That's correct. Because, yeah, in a moment of weakness, instead of choosing to go back to whatever you were using, hang on, pain ends.
Yeah.
Just make it to your pillow.
Hold on in there. Hold
Yeah,
on in there.
Exactly. Because why
Yeah.
go back? Like you've already made it so far. Why go back? Like I never, ever in the rest of my life want
Yeah.
any alcohol passing these lips. Because
Mhm.
frankly, I don't want to go through what I went before, and life's
Right.
too good now. Why would I
Yeah.
risk, like
You
it's
don't
not even
want
worth
to.
it.
And let's say you have been on the journey and maybe you relapsed or you slipped. Don't let that be, oh, well, see, I can't do it. It's not for
Right.
me.
Yeah, that
Nope.
doesn't define you. That's
That
just
doesn't
a
define
hiccup.
you.
It's
No,
okay.
that's a hiccup.
Yep.
Again, get back in there. Start again.
Absolutely.
Start again.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world if you do relapse.
No.
Not at all. It's
It's
just
not.
part of your journey.
It's actually part of the journey, and sometimes it is expected. It's part of recovery.
hmm
It's part of recovery.
Yep.
Yeah. So give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace. That is one thing that sounds so simple, but is very hard to do.
Yeah.
I witness it in people all the time that they're just so hard on themselves. And all they
themselves,
do, they could do 99 good things, but one thing they could mess up on.
yeah.
And are
Mhm.
they focused on the 99? Nope.
Nope.
They look at that one thing and it's
That
like,
one
dude,
thing. Yeah.
you just changed the world. And they're like, well, I didn't do this. And it's like, bro,
Mhm.
give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace.
Yeah.
And with our cognitive behavioral therapy at CBT, it looks at reframing your thinking. A lot of times we have stinking thinking,
Stinking things.
which
Nice.
keeps us trapped,
Mhm.
right? So reframe your thought process. And that's also going to help you to move along down the path that you're wanting to go on.
Mm-hmm. A suggestion on how to do that is I always think of third person. So like if I'm looking through my eyes at my son, I feel that my sons could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the world is theirs. They have the confidence and the ability to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at myself and I don't think I have the ability, try and look through a third person of someone outside of you looking at you saying, what do you mean you can't do something? Of course you could do anything. You're Joe Urick.
Yeah.
You're Teresa Thomas.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can't do.
Absolutely.
But when you're in your head, there's all this doubt. But
yes.
anyone looking at you could like, are you kidding me? Dr. T could change the world. Look at what she's doing now. Like, try to focus, try to get out of yourself
yes.
and look from those eyes as your parents or God or whatever's a big influence in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Think of how they're viewing you. Live like that. I saw the other day on Facebook, it said, attack today with the confidence of a 4-year-old in a Batman shirt.
I mean,
right?
Why
like,
not?
Why not?
Yes.
Pow, pow, pow.
Yes.
Yes.
That is great. No, that's what keeps a lot of folks sometimes from reaching the potential that we have.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt. Remember, our thoughts create our feelings. Our feelings create our behaviors and actions. Change your thoughts, which will then change your feelings, which will then change your behaviors.
Boom.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You know what? I want to thank everyone for listening to season 1. We have had a great time. We've had some amazing guests, and we want you guys to tune in for season 2 because we're going to have some more amazing guests sharing their impactful stories of sobriety and how they are continuing to thrive, to make it, to give you hope so that you can also thrive and make it if this is a journey that you see yourself going on.
So this mission really started from nothing. And the fact that we made it through season 1 and we're booked out for season 2 literally is such a blessing. And the fact that I reached out to my NCO for help and she jumped right in, such a blessing. And that you came here today like Dr. T, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Joe. And again, it is great to see how far you've come along. Yes.
Because you see me, yeah.
I've seen you.
Full circle.
Full circle. And it's beautiful. Continue on your journey.
I will. Well, this is holding me accountable.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up and let anybody down, any of our listeners down.
Yeah. I hear
So
you.
thank you again, and we will see you on season 2.